So long distance relationship, should you go into it, or maybe you shouldn't try? Because really, relationship in itself, it takes a lot. Talk more of long distance relationship where you don't even get to see yourself. Sometimes you're probably in different states, within the same country, or you are continents apart. That's like another ball game. It takes a whole lot of effort. It takes a whole lot of your time. It takes a whole lot from you. You have to be very, very committed. Otherwise, it won't really work. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Oluwamayowa for me. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for returning, and thank you for engaging with my content. New subscribers, I hope you stick around and enjoy the video to the very end. And if my contents are contents that you love to interact with, please do subscribe and be a part of the family. On today's episode, we will be having conversations about long distance relationship, like long distance. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Long distance relationship can be tough, yes, but it actually works for a lot of people and it doesn't work for some. The first thing I love to say is know what works for you, because what works for A might not work for B, and what works for C may not work for D. Know yourself, know your partner, know what your threshold is, know if you can handle some things. If you are the out of sight is out of mind kind of person, I don't think long distance relationship is for you. I mean, for instance, I have a friend. He always says, babe, once we move, like say you go to another continent or I'm in another continent, that's the end of the relationship. Like that's it just dies natural death. Some people are like that, so people like that would not be advised. I wouldn't advise someone like that to go into long distance relationship, except, I mean, there are exceptions, right? Except you actually love the person. Do you understand? Some people are willing to put in the energy, even though they are the out of sight out of mind kind of person. They would put in the energy to go the extra mile, just to make sure the relationship survives. For instance, there are some people that started dating and they had to, one partner had to move due to work, school, or basic relocation, and they found themselves in long distance relationship at the end of the day. I mean, they didn't start as long distance relationship partners. They were together, probably some of them maybe married, some in a relationship, and at the end of the day, someone has to move. There are also people that they've been friends, but school or something had to take them out of the country, and they saw that, oh, actually I like this person and we can make it work. They started dating. And there are other people that they probably met on the internet, and from there they just started dating off the grams or Facebook or social media platform. Or probably it was someone that linked them up, like, oh, okay, I know this person, you know this person, but they are continents apart. Okay, let's date. Or maybe even in the same country, but they are states apart. You get? So we have people that meet via the social media. We have people that were friends, but later moved out of the state or moved out of their city to another state or to another continent, and they later started dating. And we have people that they were married or in a relationship before, but something separated them. And we have people that were staying together before, married before, not living together. There are people that are married, and we have people that are having a relationship, but one person had to relocate due to some situations. So long distance relationship sometimes is not an intentional act, like, oh, I just want to start a long distance relationship. It could just be, one of the three reasons that I mentioned. But there are certain things that you need to consider before going into long distance relationship. Like, key things to consider before going into a long distance relationship. The first thing I would like to mention is communication. Communication, like communication. That's like the one of the bedrocks of long distance relationship. You have to communicate, like go the extra mile to make sure you are understood. Sometimes it's easy to call somebody and talk about whatever it is. Oh yes, when you speak, some things are better understood when spoken. Some things, you might probably not have the time to call, but then you just have to send text messages. You have to learn how to communicate with your partner. Like, it's very, very essential. Communication is like the bedrock. Like, that's number one that I'm going to put. Like, that's the highest. You have to learn to communicate. Every little thing matters. You have to talk about everything. Like, communicate in ways. You need, first of all, I think you need to find out how your partner likes to become, like, on how you need to find out how your partner communicates, so that you can help them understand you better. Do you get what I'm saying? And also, transparency. Hey, you cannot afford not to be transparent. Trust, they said, is earned. It's harder to even trust sometimes when you are several miles, thousands of miles apart from each other. If you are still in the same country, probably different states, it's easy. It's much easier than being in continents away from each other, where if you're in the same country, you can just, vex one day and just probably, take a flight down to where your partner is, or drive down to where your partner is, just pay them surprise visits and all those things. But if you are far away, like somebody is in Australia, another person is in Ghana, you have to be very, very transparent, like 100%. You need to talk about, you cannot hide anything. If it's the friends you have, everything, like you need to be very transparent about everything. I don't think any relationship, not even long distance now, I don't think any relationship can go to the next level without trust. With transparency brings trust. Trust and transparency goes hand in hand. If you are not going to be transparent 100%, I don't think long distance relationship is for you, because you can't even see the person. You can't say, oh, maybe what this person is saying is true. Especially if you're an overthinker, I don't think you should even bother. Don't even think about it, because when they tell you one thing, you just be calculating, you be analyzing another thing, analyzing 1 million things. They tell you that, oh, I'm going to see this person today, at a so time, so maybe you will not be able to reach me, or you might be able to reach me and I might not be able to respond. Maybe if you call me or send text, I might not be able to respond. And you are there thinking 1 million things, like, is it true? Is it somewhere? Is it this one? Or maybe they didn't even tell you. Maybe something came up. You don't know. Especially if you're in different maybe continents, right? And the time zone is even different. You get, one person is sleeping, another person is just waking up. And maybe the person has to run a quick errand and they were not able to update you like ASAP, and you try to reach out and they can't pick their call, or you can't even reach them at all, and you're there thinking, there's something wrong with this person. Did the person go somewhere? This, like, your head is just thinking bang 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 bang. Don't even bother about long distance relationship, because you might have those days, maybe a lot of those days, actually. Not a lot, actually. You shouldn't have a lot of those days, but you'd have those days where you might not be able to reach your partner, or they tell you one thing and you probably see something that might not look like it. You need to be very trusting of your partner. And if you are not someone that, would be trusting of your partner, if you are not someone that thinks less of situations, if you're not someone that don't put too much energy into analyzing things, right, long distance relationship is not for you. It really isn't, because transparency is very, very important. Expectations, that would be my number 3. What are your expectations of the relationship? These are things you actually need to put into consideration before you say, okay, yes, let's start this journey. What are your expectations? Lay it on the table. These are my expectations of you. Let your partner also tell you what the expectations of you are. You get the ones that you see that, okay, maybe this is overboard. You talk about it, see what it is, know what you can do. If it's not going to work for you, let them know there and then before you even start the journey at all. Do you expect to be called every day? Do you expect to be sent texts every day? Do you want gifts every day? Do you want to know their movement every day? Do you want them to send you pictures before they even post it on the gram? You need to know. You really need to know. You need to know all these things, because see all those small things, all those things that seem little, they are very, very important. Look, those little things really matter in long distance relationship. Sure, you get. Set clear boundaries, right? Set clear boundaries. There are no two same relationships, and the moment you start looking at another person's long distance relationship, right, maybe it's working, maybe it's not working, you're doing yourself a great disservice, because what's working for them might not work for you and your partner. Do you understand? So set boundaries. Okay, this is what we're going to do, this is not what we're going to do, this is my threshold, all those things. You put boundaries in place, and those things would really help you in the long run. Love language. Know your love languages. Know your partner's love language. Know your own love language. Like, both of you need to know each other's love language before you even join into long distance relationship, because these are things that would help you in the journey. Your partner might be, the 5 love languages that we have, right? Act of service, words of affirmation, quality time, which other one is that? Giving gifts and words of affirmation, right? You see all those 5 things. Some people might have 3. Some people have 4. I don't know, they want to pack everything, right? No, once you know your partner's love language, it helps you to love them better. It helps you to love them more, even though you're miles apart. You get, even though you are countries apart, even though you're continents apart, it helps you to love them more. Someone that loves gifts now, I mean, in a long distance relationship, is even better. Like, it's easy. You can always just send them gifts, send them random gifts, and they feel loved that way. So it strengthens your relationship. That's to say that you will spend money. You get, long distance relationship is expensive, very expensive. Okay, words of affirmation, you can always do that from anywhere in the world. So that's also another thing that would help strengthen your relationship. So if it's word of affirmation, you can always, talk to the person, send them words, encourage them, and all the stuff, right? Someone that loves act of service. Act of service is, I mean, probably for a long distance relationship, one thing that I know as someone that loves act of service, maybe they need help doing something. You can use there are apps you can use probably to do things together to help them out. Maybe, say for instance, now maybe your girlfriend needs, or your fiance or your wife needs help sorting some things out on her computer. You can, get on the computer together, work on it together. That's an act of service, you get. But there are other people that probably need you to do some things around the house, maybe help them fix their car and all those stuff. If you can't fix the person's car, I mean, at least you can probably get connect that would maybe help them come pick it up, take it to the garage or take it to the mechanic shop and all those stuff. But someone that needs physical act of service, if that makes sense, might struggle in a long distance relationship because you're not there to help them out. You get. Then the 4th one is physical touch. I don't know how you want to do that one. I don't know, because sorry, I don't know how you want to do it. Really, someone that their love language is physical touch, especially if it's a very strong one, it takes a lot of strength and zeal. It takes a lot of love for them to stay committed in a long distance relationship. Someone that probably likes them being held, there's some people that just, when you're talking to them, they just hold their hands. I mean, it doesn't have to be sexual, you get. It's just non-sexual physical touch. Some people just like to cuddle. Some people just want to rest their head on your shoulder. That's one of the things that make them feel loved. Some people just love to, tap you. Those tap when you're having conversations. Someone like that needs to be willing and well decided to venture into a long distance relationship, because that's something that can break you guys. You get, there are those days that you actually, and the person is not there. What do you want to do? Pillow does not do it, though. Teddy bear does not do it. Teddy bear does not even do it at all. For ladies that love to hug teddy bear does not even, it doesn't compare in any way. And the last one, quality time. For quality time, yeah, it might drag a little, because if you're in different continents, right? You're in different countries. If you're even in a different country that use the same time zone, you're still good. So you can always work out, each other's schedule, and you can work out how to give yourself quality time. But if you're in different continents, you might drag, because one person is sleeping at one time, and the other person, if you're in China and your partner is in say your partner is even in America, you're like 14 hours away from each other. You get what I'm saying? You just need to really understand that compromise. Yes, I feel like you need to compromise. That's one of the things that will really help you succeed in your long distance relationship. Compromise, because it's not all the time that your partner will be able to give you that quality time that you feel you deserve, or quality time that you desire. You get, but compromise. It's only it's only a matter of time before you guys come together and you enjoy all these things that you're longing for. But if you, because of you can't get it at that moment, and you just throw away the relationship, I really don't think it's okay. You get. The last thing I'm going to say you should consider is conflict resolution. How do you resolve conflicts? Understand how you personally resolve conflict. Like, if you have an argument with somebody, how best do you respond to it? How best do you resolve it? By knowing that, you'll be able to communicate better to your partner, letting them know, okay, this is how best I resolve conflicts, right? Also know your partner's mode of conflict resolution. How do they resolve conflict? So that when you guys have an argument, you have a fight, you're going to have it. I mean, it is what it is, right? You're going to have arguments, you're going to have fights, right? But just don't let your arguments, the moment you start, you don't talk to each other, don't let it exceed 2 to 3 days, right? The moment you start exceeding the third day, it's becoming something else, and really you don't even want to go down that path at all. It's not cute in any way. You get, it's not cute at all. Try and understand each other and meet at a point. Okay, yes, this is how I resolve my conflicts, right? This is how best I try to resolve conflicts. Some people would rather not talk to you in the heat of the moment. My cousin was telling me recently, she was like, babe, that I'd rather just keep quiet though, because if I talk like this everywhere, my yam pepper scatter. I mean, now make the whole situation worse. But there's some people that just rather, I for one would rather just talk about it. Like, let's talk about it now, because once you reach tomorrow, the anger will just be boiling. You get, I'll just get like, you should just make the whole thing escalate. Like, why don't you let's talk about it, let's trash it like right here and then, and end the whole thing, so that the next day we can continue with our lives. I mean, conflict is inevitable. It is what it is. But try not to let it exceed the third day at most. Because within these 2 to 3 days, you're not talking to each other. You're just living your life. And long distance relationship cannot afford silence. Silence is a killer in a long distance relationship. The moment you are so quiet, or you're giving silent treatment, you are beginning to destroy your relationship by yourself with your hands. You get, I for one have always been a long distance relationship girl. Like, I feel like that's the best way for you to love your partner. I'm joking. I'm joking. But long distance relationship is is achievable, is workable, is doable when you put in the necessary amount of effort required. If you don't put in the energy, the work, the money, the time, it is not going to work for you. and to each one his own, right? Know what works for you, know what works for your partner, come together, agree, and you guys can have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful relationship. And again, remember not to compare. Do not compare your relationship with someone else. What works for you might not work for them. And again, don't don't think about what people would say. You get, at the end of the day, it's your relationship, right? You don't know what they are doing in their own relationship, and actually it's none of your business. So the same way it is none of your business, it is also none of their own business what you do with your relationship. If you want to make your long distance relationship work, please go ahead. I have friends that are actually married with long distance relationship, and I know people that they are married but separated, and they are doing very well. This thing is a thing of discipline, commitment. Are you willing? If you are not willing to do it, just nego do. Just leave it. You get. And I have come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're in a long distance relationship, please leave a comment in the comment box below. If you think long distance relationship is not for you, please also drop your comment. Let me know. I would love to know your feedback on the video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Please do like the video, leave comment, share the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel.